How long is too long when it comes to waiting to cross the road at a set of traffic lights? Would you say that waiting nearly 7 minutes to go back and forth across a road is too much? I certainly think so. Let's have a closer look. I recently did a video on a new section of shared path that has been built between the University of Western Australia and Charlie Gardner Hospital. It's not terribly long, maybe a bit over 1 kilometre end to end, but it does link into an existing path that goes around the Swan River to the CBD and beyond. In theory, this new section of path should provide quick, safe and easy access to the Charlie Gardner Hospital complex. After riding past the road crossings a few days ago, and thinking at the time they weren't very good, I reckoned it'll be a good idea to go back and test the crossings to see what they were actually like. The first thing I discovered is the new ramps on the pink path side aren't as bad as I thought. When you stop and use them, they are actually quite wide and comfortable to use. The second thing I discovered is that if you want to get to the hospital by crossing at Monash Avenue, you need to make 4 separate crossings, and they take an astonishing amount of time. In my case, 4 minutes and 15 seconds to travel about 50 metres. And that's assuming you do things by the book and don't jump any red lights. Given that there were long periods of time when there was no vehicular traffic, I can understand why some cyclists would be tempted to just cross when the road is empty. I doubt many people would have the patience to wait 4 minutes on a regular basis. I did wonder if it was really necessary to press the call button 4 times. Surely these crossings should be programmed so that you just press the call button on one side of the road and it sets up the signals for each crossing in turn. It's not like I'm going to stop on the island in the middle of the road and pitch a tent for the night. After finally getting to the hospital, I noticed that there is an old shared path on that side of the road, and I wondered why they bothered to build a new pink path along the edge of Kings Park as well. I soon discovered why. The shared path on the hospital side is okay for about 100 metres, and then it stops and the path becomes complete garbage. There just doesn't seem to be room on the hospital side to widen the existing path, straighten it out and improve it. The pink path is definitely the better option. That's one mystery solved. I briefly considered using the kids' bridge to get back to the other side, but I figured if I'd suffered enough through one endless road crossing in the name of science, I could handle another. The second crossing isn't as bad because it is a mid-block crossing, and the only reason that there are traffic lights here is to control vehicle traffic going in and out of the multi-storey car park that's part of the hospital campus. It's an enormous car park, and it must generate a lot of traffic. It only took me 2.5 minutes to make this crossing, which is still pretty terrible when you consider there were only 2 hops to get across the road. So that's why all up, the 2 crossings took just under 7 minutes, and that is shockingly bad. Next time I'm out that way, I'll time how long it takes to cross the road using the kids' bridge. The way both sets of lights are set up at the moment for cyclists and pedestrians, using them isn't an attractive option at all. The lesson from this is that even though Perth is quite bike friendly compared to Sydney, there are still some elements of the bike network that suck. Thankfully, in this case there is a bridge that can be used instead, but imagine how bad this would be if the bridge wasn't there. That's all for now. See you in the next video.